Welcome everyone to our trade training program webinar today. So nice to see you all. My name is Miriam Schreiner. I'm the new distribution coordinator here at Tourism NT, and I'm joined by my colleague Alice. And before we start, I want to respectfully acknowledge and honor the Aboriginal people of the Northern Territory and recognize the continuation of culture, connection to lands, water, and country. We pay our respects to elders past, present, and future. Well, another big welcome to you. It's so great to see so many agents from Australia and New Zealand here today. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy days to join us. If you have any questions, you can pop those in the chat box that you should be able to see on your screen. We will have a Q&A at the end of each of our operators' presentations, and then at the end of the webinar, we will answer any other questions that have come through. We will be recording the session, so if you want to watch it later again or have colleagues who couldn't make it, they can watch it on our website later today. Then let me get started with our presentation. I will just share my screen. 1 second. All right. Okay. Fabulous. I hope you can see everything in full presentation mode. If that's not the case, please let me know. Well, welcome to the webinar. We will be focusing on today on the top end. We have 3 of our operators from the region here with us today. We have Dylan Dudley from SeaLink Northern Territory, Steffi Helios from Offroad Dreaming, and Sam Hartley from Kakadu Tourism. Thank you all for joining us here today. We will be hearing from you shortly. Just to give you an overview, I will give you a quick introduction to the NT, the location and seasons, and we'll have a quick look at the advantages of traveling during tropical summer in the top end. And then we will have, to finish up, we will have some updates on what's new and happening in the NT. Right, I'm already in the regions because usually I like to get orientated first. Just a quick reminder where the NT is located within Australia. As you see, the territory covers the top north all the way down to the centre of the country. It's a huge area, 6 times the size of the UK, just to put it in perspective. And within the Northern Territory, we refer to 2 main regions. We have the top end, which includes Darwin, Kakadu, Arnhem Land, Catherine, and the Tiwi Islands. And then we have the red centre, which includes Uluru, Alice Springs, Kings Canyon, and Tennant Creek. The area we'll be focusing on today is the top end. And just a quick reminder on how to access the NT. We have the main airports with Darwin, Alice Springs, and Uluru, which is the AS Rock Airport. And if you're coming from New Zealand, you will be traveling via Sydney, Melbourne, or Brisbane to access the NT. Most flight connections get you in around lunchtime. Right, let's get into the seasons. Thanks to the sheer size of the Northern Territory, the top end and red centre have 2 very different climates. In general, the weather is very different to the rest of Australia for both, and we need to ensure that visitors are aware of this. We're currently in the tropical summer here at the top end. It's also known as the wet season. It's a very similar climate to Southeast Asia, and the tropical summer lasts from November to April. The temperatures during this time range between 25 to 33 degrees. The humidity can go up to 80%, and we experience a lot more rainfall during this time. Often heavy but short downpours. You can also witness some amazing tropical storms during this time, and it's really when the waterfalls and wildlife come alive in the national parks. It is literally the restart of life here at the top end. The red centre has a very different climate. It's dry and it has 4 seasons. The summer goes from December to February, and during the summer months, it can get really hot in the red center during the day with temperatures up to 35 degrees. Right, let's have a look at the advantages of traveling during tropical summer. The tropical summer often gets a bad rep, but it's actually a really amazing time here in the top end. Everything is lush and green and blooms, and any local will tell you that the sunsets during this time are just amazing. You can jump on a sunset harbor cruise to get first row seats, or if you prefer to stay on land, you can grab a seat at, for example, the Darwin Ski Club, Trailer Boat Club, or the Stokes Hill Wharf. It's also the most affordable time to travel during the tropical summer. The seasonal rates are, in some cases, up to 50% lower than during the high season, and you can always be on the lookout for fantastic discounts and specials during this time. It is also a lot less busy. With less tourists around, you have a lot more exclusive experiences, and of course, the availability is much better. And then if you have any special interest visitors, for example, fish lovers, passionate fishermen, or nature lovers, it's the best time to travel up here. For example, we have the $1 Million Fish Competition on during the tropical summer. I will tell you a little bit more about this later, but it's a fantastic time to go fishing. And with the landscapes and experiences being so different from the dry season, any nature lover will love it up here. Then for you as salespeople, we have a much smaller pool of products available during this time, so you can really take your customers by the hand and show them what is available and best to do. It's also your perfect chance to upsell to higher end products. Instead of 4-star, you can sell the 5-star property because it is more affordable during this time, and you can include the high yielding activities like helicopter flights, cruises, or day trips. National parks like Kakadu, Litchfield, and Nitmiluk are open and operating all year round, and it's also the best time to see the top end by air when the roads are a little bit less accessible. Book a helicopter flight or a fixed wing flight. You can travel in the tropics without having to leave Australia, and in the aftermath of COVID, with some people still being a little bit more hesitant to leave the country, that might be a great idea to travel in the NT instead. So there's many reasons to travel to the top end all year round. It's always the questions where to find the information when you need it. You can just jump on our Tourism NT consumer website, that's northernterritory.com. Under articles, you find some great tips for tropical summer ideas and products. I have listed the links here, and Alice will be so kind to put them in the chat for you guys. So if you want to have a look later, you can just click on the links. We also have some great itinerary suggestions, not only for the summer in the top end, but for any region in the territory. So you can just peruse and have a look what's available. And then obviously also see the travel deals for some great specials. And my personal favorites are the local tips section. It's always best to get insider tips from the locals. So we have a range of really cool 2-minute videos with local tips on all regions and activities in the NT. So it's really worth having a look, and you can dazzle your customers with your local knowledge. Talking about local knowledge, let's go over to our operators. Just give me 1 second. The first one will be Dylan to join us from SeaLink Northern Territory. Hi, Dylan.
Hello, how are we all doing? I'll just click share.
There we go. All right.
Share. Is that working?
Yeah, 1 second. I will send that live for you. Okay.
We good?
Yep, it's all up and running. You can go.
Perfect. Hi guys, my name is Dylan. I work up for SeaLink up in Darwin, and before I start, I'd too would like to acknowledge the land that I'm presenting on today, the beautiful Larrakia land, and pay respects to elders past, present and emerging. But as I said, my name's Dylan, and yeah, we operate, you know, worldwide. To be honest, there's roughly 113 vessels worldwide, and we have these two beauties up here in Darwin. So the smaller one on the left is Tommy Lines. That operates pretty much 14 times a day across to Mandorah. It's a jetty that's about an hour and 40-minute drive from Darwin, or a 15-minute ferry for two small communities over there. And then our big ferry on the right, that's our Tiwi ferry. So Tiwi Mentawai operates pretty much 3 times year round and 4 times over to the Tiwi Islands during our dry season, June, July and August. But our main thing that we do, and I'm going to go through today, is Tiwi Islands. A bit about the Tiwi Islands that not many people really know is it's about 80 k's north of Darwin. So on our high-speed vessel, it takes 2.5 hours, so roughly 30 kilometres an hour. Its location, local population is roughly 3,000. Sometimes it fluctuates to about 3,500 during their dry season, or our dry season, with Warramunga being the most populated with about 1,800 to 2,000. It's renowned for its Tiwi art and culture and their love of footy. They've had roughly about 6 or 7 players throughout that have gone on to play in the AFL. And they're very passionate about that, and they've got their own little shrine in the museum that I'll touch on a bit later. Bit of a lesser known fact about the Tiwi Islands though is that there's a big Catholic presence out there. So it's not very common in Indigenous community to have that. So it's a really cool experience to see the mission precinct that I'll go through a bit later. Our Tiwi by Design Day Tour. So I'll touch on it in the next slide, but it's an authentic Tiwi welcome. So 3 families that actually have lived there for generations and generations will come down to the Tiwi Art Centre and actually perform a welcome to country and smoke ceremony for the guests on the tour. As I said before, the love of the AFL and their footy, they've got a shrine in the Padamaki Museum, along with plenty of history about the beautiful Tiwi Islands. I guess the highlight of the day that people look forward to is the screen printing experience at with a few local artists. It's you can see by the photo there, they'll get involved with making a tea towel or a t-shirt that they're lucky enough to bring home as a bit of a memory of the beautiful islands. And a big thing about it is you've got the opportunity to buy Tiwi art at island prices, which means you'll be supporting the local artists over there. But the main thing that people want to do is meet the Tiwi people. On the tour, you become I guess you could say a Tiwi Islander for the day. You're on Tiwi time. You kind of walk around, you see the guys at work, you get to interact with locals, and most of all, they love showing the guides, which I'll touch on. They love showing tourists their beautiful, beautiful home. As I said before, this is just a picture of a few of the families that do the welcome to country and smoke ceremony. As I said, they literally walk down from their homes and perform for the guys on the tour, and pretty much just say, "Welcome to my home. I hope you enjoy your visit here." This is just a photo of one of our 5 guides over there. I guess the big thing about the guides that we have over there is they're obviously trained tour guides, and they could easily get a role here in Darwin or pretty much anywhere else in Australia, but they're so passionate about their home. They love showing tourists, you know, their way of life over there and the knowledge they have because they were literally born and grew up there is something really, really special. So if you ever get a chance to go over there, or if your customers get a chance to go, you give your customers a really good Indigenous experience. This is Alan. This is one of the guys that actually work at the art centre over there. He's been there for about 25 years. Kind of a jack of all trades. This is just one of his many beautiful tea towels that he produces day in, day out with all our guests over there. He also does some carvings and some dot paintings too. So he's a very, very talented artist. If I go to the next page, that you'll see a few of his carvings that are actually for sale over there. And as I said, they are Tiwi prices, and they do go, a lot of the proceeds go to the artists. The Tiwi by Design Day Tour operates Thursdays and Fridays pretty much through April to the start of December. And then, as I said, we add that extra Monday service in June, July and August to really get a few more people over there in the dry season. It's a big day, departs at 8 a.m, 5:40, gets back at 5:45, with roughly 5 hours on the island, and you'll get to experience it firsthand, and it's an absolutely beautiful place. I guess touching on a few other small commissionable products that you guys have the opportunity to book for your customers. Crab Claw Island, it's a small resort, about an hour and 40-minute drive from Darwin, but it is called an island because if we get really, really high tide, I think it's 7.1 meters, it actually becomes an island. So that's their little claim to fame. But we operate a ferry that takes about 2 hours to get there on select Saturdays from April through to October. And when you arrived, you can see by the photo there, you'll be disembarking off the front of the vessel. You'll be greeted by the locals that work there and actually live there as well. You'll have a seafood buffet, use of the resort amenities, so you get to go in the pool. You can even hire a tinny for an hour if you like and go for a little fish. Large selection of beverages at their bar, and beautiful views of the Darwin city when you're leaving the harbour. There's just an extra photo. So as you can see, it is the word resort. You know, you usually think of a big resort in Sydney or Brisbane, that this is your typical Territorian resort, and you know, it does live up to the NT sort of stay. So it's a really cool experience for your customers when they're out there for a couple of hours. And then just our final little product that you guys are able to book is our new half-day Mandorah Explorer. As I said, the Tommy Lyons ferry goes across the harbour pretty much 13-14 times a day, and we actually run a tour over this, and we sell it as what's on the other side of the harbour. Not many people know this, but there's a fair few World War II remnants. There's a submarine net that actually stopped a Japanese submarine from coming into Darwin in the World War. There's some gun emplacements. It's a 4x4 comfortable 25-seater, I guess, air-conditioned bus, and you'll be cruising around Mandorah and that. But the biggest draw card is the Milady crash site. So, fortunately, in February 1942, 6 US soldiers lost their life doing a drill over there, and this is how it remains today. It's a heritage listed site, and it's only accessible by 4-wheel drive, and we go there, and your customers or yourselves, if you're lucky enough to get on the tour, is where you'll have your morning tea. So really cool experience, and as I said, it's literally like that photo. I took that photo 4 months ago, so really cool experience. But yeah, that's pretty much what we do up here in Darwin. There's just some contact details. Feel free to reach out, or if you do have any questions, chuck them in the chat and I'll be happy to answer them at the end. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Dylan. That was fabulous. I don't see any questions coming in yet. That's okay. If you can think of anything later, not a problem. This is Steffi from Offroad Dreaming. Hi, Steffi.
Hi.
She will do the next presentation. If you want to start sharing your screen with us, Steffi, I will send it live.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'm sending it live, so give it a second and you are off.
Okay.
Up and running.
All right, so I'm Steffi from Offroad Dreaming up here in Darwin. Who are Offroad Dreaming? We're a local family-run tour business established in March 2011. We're based in Darwin, and we offer public day tours to Kakadu and Litchfield National Parks, and also customized private tours all throughout the Northern Territory and Western Australia, and sort of focus on the top end and Katherine regions. That's where most of our tours go. So one side is our public day tours. So they're small group tours, maximum of 20 people. We're very lucky to have some really knowledgeable and passionate guides who come back season after season. They're very experienced. And then, yeah, guests travel in our comfortable air-conditioned coaster buses. Both tours are full day tours, so it's approximately 12 hours return from Darwin's CBD. We pick up from Darwin accommodation, private residences on request, and included are freshly prepared picnic lunch and snacks and chilled drinking water throughout the day. And we do also cater to special dietary requirements and different fitness levels. So we'll start with our Kakadu Day Tour. We sort of have two separate itineraries there. One is for our dry season, sort of from May to November. We go up to the northeastern part of the park and visit Ubia Rock Art Site, and then join the Guluyambi Cultural Cruise on the East Alligator River. And for the wet season, when Ubia is inaccessible, so that's March and April for our departures, we go down to Nurlangi region and then join the Yellow Water Billabong cruise. So here's just a few pictures from our day tours. That's one of our coaster buses out in Kakadu on the way to Ubia. This is one of our guides taking guests for a walk at Ubia. This is sort of the ground level, one of the ground level art sites. Or we can walk all the way to the top as well, and then that's the view from the top of Ubia across the floodplains and towards the Arnhem Land Escarpment in the background there. Then this is the Guluyambi cruise on the East Alligator River, which we join on this tour as well. Here's one of the guides. He's making a paintbrush from a stick. So then once we go on land, they give the opportunity to step into Arnhem Land on that side of the river, and there's a bit of a cultural demonstration on that side. And of course, there's plenty of crocodiles to see in the East Alligator River as well. And this is Nurlangi Rock Art, the story of Lightning Man. And then we join the Yellow Water Billabong cruise on this itinerary. And then we've got our Litchfield Day Tour, where we sort of visit the magnetic and cathedral termite mounds on the way into the park, go on a bit of a guided bushwalk at Florence. There's the opportunity to swim at the waterfalls, Bewley Rock Hole, Wongai and Florence Falls. And then we go on a crocodile cruise on the Adelaide River for this tour. So again, that's one of our guides with the group at the termite mounds in Litchfield. This is from the bushwalk at Florence. And then this is when we get to the bottom of Florence for swimming, beautiful, refreshing spot. This is at Wongai. There's the viewing platform there, or people can choose to swim. And again, we get to see crocodiles in their natural environment on the cruise. Suitability, we cater to all ages, from infants to seniors. We can arrange child safety seats if requested. They're not required by law up here in passenger vehicles, but we can certainly arrange them. And we can cater to all fitness levels. For example, in Litchfield, guests can choose to do the bushwalk or walk straight from the car park to the water. They can choose if they want to swim or just relax at the water. And in Kakadu, we saw those multi-level art sites, so they can walk to the top of Ubia or stay at the ground level and enjoy the art sites there. None of our vehicles are wheelchair accessible, and the terrain we walk through is difficult with walking aids. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. Our guests come from all over the world and enjoy the small groups. And we get a lot of clients looking for authentic regional knowledge and activities. Prices, to give you a bit of an idea, obviously commissionable rates are available. Kakadu is $290 for adults at the moment, Litchfield $225, and there's obviously concession child rates available. And just one thing to keep in mind is for Kakadu, the prices exclude the Kakadu Park passes. They're about $40 in the dry season, and there's no entry fee required for Litchfield. The availability from March to October, our tours run 6 days per week with multiple departures between June and August. That's our peak season, and we try to get as many people out there as possible to show them the beautiful national parks. You can book by email, by phone, or we can set you up with an API on Fair Harbor. Just send us an email if you're not set up yet, or you can book through our website as well. And then we've got our private tours. So these are our fully customized itineraries. They range from day tours to 2 weeks or more and go all throughout the Northern Territory and Western Australia. And this is also where we can offer more off the beaten track options if the guests are interested. Group sizes can be anything from single travelers up to 48 passengers or even bigger groups on request. We get anyone, couples, families, social groups, educational groups, corporate travelers, or cruise ship visitors. We have day tours for those as well. Again, pickup is from Darwin Accommodation and obviously private residences as well. And we can pick up from Jabiru or Catherine for these. And then we sort of have 3 different accommodation options for these tours. So we've got our classic camping. I'll show you some photos after. There are dome tents and swags on the ground. Or we've got our outback luxury camping, which is a bit more spacious tents, double layered swag mattresses on raised stretchers, all natural fiber bedding. We put in little bedside tables, electric candles, outside lights, and some other decorative accessories. And our camping season also runs from May to September. And then we also offer hotel and cabin accommodation for those who prefer. So this is our Land Cruiser out in Kakadu. That's sort of the main vehicle we use for groups up to 6 people. This is our classic camping setup out in Kakadu as well, in this case. And then that's the Outback Luxury camping. We can do all different bedding configurations. So this is sort of a coupled setup, or we can do 2 single ones. We've got a bigger family tent as well, which you can see in here. There's sort of the bunk beds in the background, or we can do separate tents as well if the kids are older or the families prefer. We're flexible there. This is Fog Dam. That's often our first stop on the way out to Kakadu. It's a conservation reserve and we can go for a bit of a boardwalk there. So that's always a really nice start to the tour. And then on private tours, we're often lucky enough to get little swimming spots all to ourselves, which is really nice. This is in Litchfield. It's on the way to Lower Cascades. So it's one of those little off the beaten track bushwalks. And this, for example, is one we can do on a day tour as well. This is out at Nurlangi. We often take families out with kids. They absolutely love camping, being out in the bush by the campfire at night. They really, really enjoy it. And we've got this, for example, is Moline Rockhole. That's a restricted area and only a few operators have a permit to go there. And we are one of the lucky ones. We do have one, so we can take people in there. And again, this was early in the morning, often get it to ourselves. And it's just a bit more of a personalized experience on a private tour. Again, this is one of the guides from the Guluyambi cruise with his cultural demonstration. This is in Mangan Art Site out in Arnhem Land. And this is just in camp in the afternoon to give you a bit of an idea what it all looks like. We've got the Outback Luxury setup in the background. Guide prepares dinner. This is one of our picnic lunches. So all of our tours include freshly prepared picnic lunches. They look like this. And then this is a school group. So we do those as well. Those bigger groups, we often do classic camping for them, or we can look at budget cabin accommodation or permanent tents as well. Again, this is a school group swimming at Bewley in Litchfield. And we do those educational tours as well. And that's us. So to book for the public day tours, contact us at bookings@offroaddreaming.com.au, private tours reservations at offroaddreaming.com.au, and we can send through a quote, net rates obviously, or by phone, or jump onto our website. And that's us.
Thank you so much, Steffi. That was fantastic. Right, I actually saw one question come through that is for Dylan. Mel says, can you join SeaLink across to Tiwi Islands and stay for a few days and then return? Can you take luggage also?
So there is lodges over there, but you will have to apply for what's the word I'm looking for? A permit from the council, the Tiwi Land Council over there. They're located in Darwin. You can reach out to them, and that's a chat you have to have with them. But generally, yeah, there is lodges out there, and we operate the ferry obviously 4 times a week throughout dry season. So I'm sure there are people that do it, but we don't organise the permit through us. That'd be something you'd have to go through the Land Council to organise.
And can you take luggage?
Yeah, absolutely, 20 kilos.
Fabulous. Fantastic. Thank you. I don't see any further questions. Let me see. Okay, we've got one for Steffi as well from Chris. And Chris wants to know, what is the minimum night stay with tours? Steffi?
There's no minimum night stay. We do anything from a half-day tour to 14 days or more. So you're fully customizable depending on what the clients are looking for.
Thank you, Steffi, for this. And we have next Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hi everyone, my name is Sam Hartley from Kakadu Tourism, and I just wanted to say thank you, Steffi. We work really closely with Offroad Dreaming, and they absolutely offer an amazing product to get out to the NT and Kakadu as well. So I have a bit of a presentation which I'd like to share with you. So for all of you, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of Kakadu Tourism because I think it could be a little confusing for some people. Kakadu Tourism is 100% Indigenous owned. We represent both the Murribil and Mirror clans on which our properties, tours and experiences are built. We are hotel managed by Accor, which not a lot of people know. We do position ourselves as a destination, so Kakadu Tourism, because we are the largest suppliers within the park. We do a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of advertising and information and have the largest hotels. So we are 100% Indigenous owned. We are not allowed to do a thing without consultation with our owners, and we work very closely with the two different clans that we operate for, that are our bosses. So I just thought it's quite nice because these are the three elders of the Murribil clan, Jessie Alderson, Violet Lawson and Lizzie Peterson. So I meet with them very regularly. They're beautiful people. They are often at COOINDA, which is the area that their families own. They live in homesteads. Some of them about 15 minutes away from COOINDA. So they're always at the hotel, always wanting to share their culture and their knowledge about country, super passionate. I've had in a board meeting once, Jessie, we were talking about having to chop some trees down because we had a bit of a bird noise issue, and she was in tears. So it's just a different world out there, but we work really, really closely with them on all decisions that are made. Then we've got, now these are just some of the owners of Mirror. There's a lot more, but this is May and Dijak, which is the Crocodile Hotel, and that's where the Crocodile Hotel is built on Mirror land. Now, in terms of Kakadu Tourism, our aim is always people, planet, then profit. We are aiming to be the top destination for Indigenous culture within Australia. That is one of our goals. Our other goal, and this is particularly for COOINDA, is that we want to be in the top 10 sustainable organisations within the wilderness in the world. So there are so many things that we're doing, which is super exciting. Working alongside community. I will list off a couple. We're working on a solar farm to become completely zero footprint. We are building, we're working on a closed loop farming system, and there's also going to be a community farm as well at one of the local homesteads that we're working together on. So there's quite a lot of things that are exciting for us out at Kakadu that we're working on with the community. This is our new video. Enjoy. we filmed this in April this year, and we were able to capture a lot of the footage. Is not well, actually, there are no actors in our footage. Everyone's family and people that work there. So there's one of the girls that you see quite a bit is Carla Rawlinson. So she's one of the granddaughters of Violet, the traditional owner I showed you before, and she was fantastic. So she's featured heavily in the video and really enjoyed it. So just to let you know as well, if you need any collateral, images, videos, I've got stacks of stuff that I can share with you. Happy to give you access to our Dropbox. And it's not all specifically just about our products and experiences. It's also locational ones as well. So Kakadu Tourism, I showed the video because I wanted to give you an understanding of the array of experiences and that we offer as Kakadu Tourism. So we've got our own adventure tours. They are day tours. It's a fantastic way to get out and see some of those iconic locations within the park, and we operate that year round. So we are setting up a new summer season adventure tour for next year, so stay tuned for that. We operate the Yellow Water Cruises, which is 2 hours on the Yellow Water Billabong. Most people have done it. It is the most sought out tour within the park. It's absolutely phenomenal, and you don't just learn about crocodiles on the river. It's you learn about the history of Kakadu specific to that place as well, the environment, the animals. It's just a really, really beautiful tour. We have the Crocodile Hotel. We don't manage Kakadu Air, but it is located at our COOINDA Hotel, Yellow Water Fishing, and the Warrajong Cultural Centre. So everything that we are doing in terms of able to book online, information, itineraries is on kakadutourism.com. It's a great resource if you're looking for information. We are continually adding to it based on feedback from our guests and agents. So it's a fantastic resource to find information out about Kakadu and the surrounding area. So feel free to use that. Now, I was talking about COOINDA Lodge. So this is our more boutique property. We have 48 lodge rooms and 20 of these glamping retreats that you see on the screen here. There's 2 restaurants, 2 pools. We have a camping and caravan park, which is set adjacent to the property as well. It's really, really beautiful. It's sort of a sprawled property on the banks of the Yellow Water Billabong. Definitely a favourite with the locals as well. We refurbed the rooms back in 2020. So this is just an image of one of our lodge rooms. Everything is fully air conditioned. We have all of the Kakadu beautiful, shampoos, conditioners, and we source these all locally as well. But same as staying in a hotel, but it's more authentic lodge style accommodation, but you have all of those niceties to hand. That's just an aerial shot of one of our pools. So we have two pools, plenty of space, and it's just beautiful. There's so much green out there at the moment. So you're definitely in nature. Now, very exciting, we have our new Yellow Water Villas being built at the moment. There is going to be 5. They are going to be a luxury option, and they will be built on the property at COOINDA on the Yellow Water Billabong on stilts. These images are just renders at this point, but they will have wraparound balcony with the beautiful bath on the balcony and barbecue. They'll have, extra king size bed we're going to have, and will also be available for 2 adults, 2 children. So we'll have extra bedding, a lounge room. We are really decking these out to be our jewel, and they'll have all-inclusive packages available. So July is when they should be available to book, but we're going through the launch plan at the moment, just making sure that we have all the timings correct, and they are currently being built on the property on the Yellow Water. So that's our new luxury option at COOINDA. MERCURE Crocodile. So this hotel has 110 hotel rooms. The escarpment restaurant, which fits up to 200 people. We're doing a lot of work with the locals in the way of art and guest interaction. So you can actually paint with the traditional owners just in the art area, which is adjacent to the reception, as an activity. There is a small charge involved, but you walk away with a piece of art and you can spend a couple of hours chatting to them, and they'll teach you to do the authentic art, which is very different to where you would do art in Uluru. It's not dot painting, it's actually crosshatch style. So the Crocodile Hotel, we've got a few exciting things coming up. So during the dry season to come, we are working on an offer for a ground oven dinner. So again, we'll have our locals come in and cook different, emu, kangaroo, buffalo, different types of meats. And this is the area that we will be doing that. And there is also a large area where we'll be setting up outside dining with fairy lights right next to this area. So we're very excited about that. Sunset drinks and a ground oven dinner, fully Indigenous ground oven dinner buffet. I just wanted to touch on this just in case. MERCURE Crocodile is a very well-known hotel. At the moment, we are going through and we're regrouting all of the bathrooms, entryways. We're painting the rooms. We are changing all the tap fixtures over. We've replaced curtains and furniture. So by the end of March next year, this will all be completed. But I kind of just wanted to show you some of the images because I know there's a lot of reviews online about the condition of the bathroom. So we want to address the things that people are talking about. We've come out of that terrible COVID period. We've finally been making some money and we're putting some back in the hotel. So we just wanted to let everyone know what we're doing in that area. And I'm happy to talk about or share more information if you want to contact me direct as well. We are working a lot with community. So I've only been in the role since early last year, and we've now got a cultural engagement manager in place. We're working with Ben Tyler, one of the local binning men who owns Kakadu Kitchen. Super incredible person, very knowledgeable in the food space within Kakadu. So he is actually working with our new chef, Phil Foote, who is from Sofitel Gold Coast and Dubai, on our full moon dinners. So we have been running these since May, since the Taste of Kakadu Festival. It's a 3-hour dinner with paired beverages, 4-course, fully Indigenous meal, and it's always themed around the season that we're in. Now, we have them outside. If it's raining, we have them inside, but it's fully themed and 10 seats for every dinner because it's only an intimate dinner of up to 50. Not as intimate as you would have at home, but 10 of those seats are always reserved for the Murrumbidgee clan because this is held at COOINDA on property. And during the night, they get up and talk about their history. They'll do a star tour, but relating back to how they use the stars and how they used to use the stars in Aboriginal culture. It's a really beautiful, intimate night. Ben talks about each of the different courses. He'll take you through the ingredients, and we've got local music by the grandsons playing the didgeridoos. It's just beautiful. So we're running that once a month. We're looking to run smaller types of these dinners on a more regular basis, but it is completely bookable online and commissionable as well. So once a month. We've got dates up until June next year at the moment for that one. So that is our Kakadu Full Moon Feast, which is super exciting. Thank you very much for listening to me. If you would like to get in touch, my email again is sales@kakadutourism.com. I'm always happy to help.
Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you, Steffi and Dylan, all of you. So what's new in the territory? We have a very exciting package coming from Nautilus Aviation and Finnis River Lodge. They have put their heads together to come up with a new luxury package. The product is set to launch in early 2023, and official announcements from Nautilus and Finnis will come out shortly. We are literally the first ones to spread the word, so I'm very excited about this. The package will include a scenic flight from Darwin Airport helipad to Litchfield National Park. You will have a 1 hour stop at Sandy Creek Falls with some sparkling wine, and then you continue a flight to Finnis River Lodge, which is located north of the national park. On arrival, you have a 5-star lunch and activities waiting for you at Finnis, and then afterwards you will be returned to Darwin Airport helipad. The trip will take overall about 4 hours, and there will obviously be more details coming out from Nautilus and Finnis River Lodge shortly, so definitely watch this space. And since we talk about Nautilus Aviation, they have a little update. They start to operate from Darwin Airport instead of the MKT airfield where they have been operating from previously. So it is much easier for customers to get to the airport. All right, then we already briefly talked about it. The $1 Million Fish competition is up and running currently. Tropical summer is $1 Million Fish season in the top end, and we're currently in season 8 of this competition. If you haven't heard about $1 Million Fish, every year 9 barramundi get tagged and released into the wild. If you register for this competition and you catch one of those tagged barramundi, you can win $1 million. To keep it interesting, there are additionally 100 barras tagged that are worth $10,000. And these highly prized fish have been released in multiple locations across the NT, which includes the Tiwi Islands, Darwin, Kakadu, Arnhem Land, and Catherine. The competition runs every year from October to April, and if you're still interested, you can still register for this year's competition. The current season has already broken records with 14 fishers reeling in price-tagged barramundi within the first 5 weeks of the season, but there's still plenty of fish in the sea. The 9 fish worth $1 million are still swimming in territory waters, and so do the remaining 86 fish worth $10,000. So still time to reel one of those in, but you need to register. No registration, no win. All right, and then let's move to the Red Center. Again, a very exciting new development here. You surely heard about the Field of Light at Uluru, and the same artist, Bruno Munro, is now installing new light creation at Kings Canyon. The Good Day Group is bringing this immersive sound and light installation, the Light Towers it's called, to Discovery Kings Canyon Resort in the Watercourt National Park. And the installation consists of 69 2-meter towers that change color in response to music emanating from within them. It's due to be completed by April 2023 and is a fantastic new attraction at the iconic Kings Canyon, and it's a great addition for the Discovery Kings Canyon Resort. So if you're traveling there April or after April, you should be able to experience this. Just a quick word on the Discovery Kings Canyon Resort, because as you might or might not know, they're undergoing a $40 million reinvention. And in September this year, the first stage of the refurbishments have been completed. Guests can now enjoy the newly refurbished standard rooms. There's a few more upgrades and refurbishments on the way, which includes 58 new powered sites at their campsites, a modernized reception area, a refurbished Thirsty Dingo restaurant, and new tour offerings. So much more to come. Staying with light festivals, Pajima 2023 is open for registration. Pajima is the Red Center's annual authentic Aboriginal Light Festival in Alice Springs. The festival is 10 nights of light installations from a number of Aboriginal artists set against the majestic McDonnell Ranges. And alongside the artworks, you can enjoy a program packed full of live talks, events, and music by local and national musicians. It will take place from the 7th to the 16th of April 2023 and is now open for registration. It's a free festival, but you still would have to register to attend. The theme of next year's event is Listening with Heart, which is inspired by the artwork surrounding the Uluru Statement from the Heart. So it's a great festival with a rich history, incredible sightseeing, and authentic and memorable experiences. And then staying in the Red Centre, if you listened to last quarter's webinar, Alex from Uluru Segway Tours already announced it. Just as a reminder, there is a new tour coming for Uluru Segway Tours. It's called Uluru Best End Segway. It launches 1st of April 2023 and will be running daily between April and October. The duration is about 4 hours, which most of the Segway tours are the same, but it will take place every day from 12:20 to 4:30, which is a great time because most other tours are either sunrise or sunset tours. So that's a fantastic tour to do during the day. The tour highlights include segwaying the most scenic section of Uluru's incredible base walk. It's approximately 1/4 of Uluru. And then you leave the segways and walk the Mala Walk to ancient caves and the Mutijulu Waterhole Walk. So definitely also one to keep in mind. And then let's have a quick look at what is going to happen events-wise in the next couple of months. Between December and March, it's always a little bit more quiet in the NT, but from April, the festival season is kicking off. So just have a look what's going on. From the 27th of April, the loved Mindel Beach markets are opening again. Visitors and locals love it alike, and it's open during the dry season until October. The markets will open every Thursday and Sunday from 4 to 9 p.m. And you can find some of Darwin's best eats, especially the Asian cuisine here is very well known beyond the borders of the NT. The market offers about 200 unique stalls, offering food stalls with incredible local and international cuisine, but also an array of arts, crafts, and service stalls. It really epitomizes the multicultural nature of Darwin, and you can just grab a drink, wander down to the beach, and enjoy one of the most amazing sunsets here. And then just a quick reminder, if you're traveling outside the dry season, the Parab markets are open all year round. It's a more local market, and come rain or shine, every Saturday you can visit this market as well. So just as a quick by the by. Then the deck chair cinema, it's not an event as such, but it's such a great idea to visit when you're in the area in Darwin. It's a truly unique outdoor cinema experience with a fantastic setting at Darwin Harbour. You can watch the sunset over the sea. You can enjoy the tropical garden setting with a meal and a drink before the movie starts, because the cinema has a licensed kiosk. They sell wine, beer, soft drinks, snacks, and even hot food. It operates 7 nights a week from mid-April to mid-November, and it's fully independent. It screens films that are otherwise often unavailable to local audiences, and you find a very diverse range of Australian, foreign, popular, classic, and family-friendly films. In September 2023, the Darwin International Film Festival will even take place here. So as you can see on the picture, it's just a really cool spot to spend a night in Darwin. And then last but not least, we're moving back to the Red Centre. We have the Dark Skies Festival. This exciting dark sky period is fast becoming one of Australia's premier astronomical events. It's held at the Earth Sanctuary, just a few kilometers outside Alice Springs. And the 2023 event will take place from the 26th to the 29th of May. The program includes canapes, a dining experience, astrophotography workshop, and overnight sunset to sunrise VIP astro adventures. In general, you can always visit the Earth Sanctuary and enjoy a dinner and astro show. It's available also for private functions, and they offer a range of educational tours. So also a good one to keep in mind. And that was it from the news. Now over to what everyone is probably very interested in. It's the Trade Training Program incentive. As you hopefully know, we always have some great prizes to give away. First of all, big congratulations to our winners from the September webinar. The NT prize package valued at $5,000 goes to Brianna Herron from South Coast Cruise and Travel in New South Wales. And then we have also given out 2 spots on our Tourism NT Roundup for Mill, which takes place in April 2023, and it will go to the Red Centre. The winners are Kayla McDonald and Sabrina Ree. And you have this quarter, again, a chance to either win a spot on a Roundup for Mill or win the $5,000 prize package. This spot, a big thank you to our operators who've been joining here today for giving out the prizes as well. SeaLink sponsors a Tiwi Island by Design tour for 2. Offroad Dreaming is giving out a Litchfield Day trip for 2. And Kakadu Tourism sponsors a 2-night stay at a Kakadu Tourism property plus a Yellow Water Billabong cruise for 2. And then for you to actually get there and enjoy this package, Tourism NT sponsors a $1,000 Webjet voucher. You've done everything already to register. You attended the webinar. You can also still watch it online later and still go into the prize draw. The prize for this quarter's webinar will be drawn on the 1st of February 2023. So fingers crossed for all of you. And yeah, this brings me to the end of our webinar presentation. Thank you so much for attending. I'm just going to have a quick look if we had any more questions, because fortunately I can't see it in the presentation mode. Otherwise, I hope this really was helpful to you. Don't see. Oh, sorry. Just see the question from Chris. He says, question was for Kakadu. Okay, so sorry. Steffi, the question from Chris was for the Kakadu Offroad Dreaming. What is the minimum night stay with tours? I've missed that slide.
Oh, okay. So there's no minimum stay. It can be, well, for Kakadu, obviously we need at least 1 day for a day tour. But yeah, there's no minimum. We can do it in a day.
Okay. I hope that answered your question, Chris. Otherwise, you can always get in touch with Steffi for more information. That's not a problem. Again, also a big thank you to our operators for joining us, not only today, but yesterday as well. So yeah, if there's no more questions, I will sign off here, and we will have the webinar live on our website as well, so you can watch it again. Right. Thank you so much, and hope to see you for the next webinar. Bye.